Friday, June 3rd edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. And let's talk about another warm and steamy setup and some pretty active weather possible over the weekend. I'll get into that here as today's edition of the video rolls along. Hey, there's a look as I cut the video during the 5 o'clock hour this morning from Surf City. Neat looking shot there. That's there, of course, a little bit north of the Wilmington area there along the Carolina coast. Pretty nice start to the day there. Very warm and humid all across the region. 72 there in Surf City with the dew point above 70 at 71. Take a peek at our other temperatures across the region. It's 72 in Cape Hatteras, 70 in Charlotte, 73 here at about 5:30 this morning in Columbia, and 58 up in the mountains in Boone. What a steamy day yesterday with highs in the upper 80s and low 90s. It was 94 for the second day in a row for a high in Columbia. And this was the radar yesterday. First of all, notice, Bonnie, that regenerated into a classified system, finally exiting the coast. And boy, some big thunderstorms rumble from west to east across the viewing area and the region as a whole. A lot of lightning with some of those storms. Pretty good pockets of rainfall in some spots. There were some bullseyes around parts of the Triad viewing area of over 2 inches of rain, and I'll kind of pan around here, and similar bullseyes in other locations across the region as a whole. So some pretty healthy rain totals with some of these thunderstorms as we went through yesterday afternoon and yesterday evening. Now, as we take a peek at what the setup looks like for today, cold front kind of weakening into just a remnant trough as we go into the afternoon hours. I don't think quite as many thunderstorms fire off this afternoon as what we saw yesterday, but still probably a pretty decent coverage of them from mid-afternoon into the early evening hours. There's a peek at the high-resolution modeling. Again, this ends at 5 o'clock this afternoon, but you get the idea. Some of those storms popping up during the heating of the day. And it will be another hot one. Look at these highs here for your Friday afternoon across the region. Even a little hotter for Saturday. In fact, that trough still hanging around, but in a weakened state, and so I don't think there's a whole lot around tomorrow for your Saturday to trigger any widespread showers and storms. However, still some isolated storms popping up, and look at the heat tomorrow. It's going to be a hot Saturday across the region, very muggy still too. Sunday, looking pretty active. This trough dives in from the west. Cold front associated with it moves on in. And I think by late Sunday and Sunday night, probably a good round of showers and storms. And we'll need to monitor the severe weather potential. You have a slight risk of severe weather running from eastern Georgia up into Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Then the brown shade there, that is an enhanced risk of severe weather over parts of North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and southern Pennsylvania. And that bears watching for Sunday. Could be some damaging winds, hail, maybe even an isolated tornado with some of this activity here as we go through Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. So something to watch. Highs a little bit cooler Sunday due to more extensive clouds and showers and storms. Tropical update time. Show you what's happening here in the tropics. And again, Bonnie, the only classified system, pulling further away from the Outer Banks, 130 miles east of Cape Hatteras and moving out to sea. Could become a tropical storm and then weaken back into a tropical depression as it moves north of Bermuda. Now, the other area I'm watching here is down here in the Caribbean Sea. Pretty good little flare up of thunderstorms there as you get south of Cuba and north of Central America. Nothing imminent there, but a lot of the modeling really tries to develop a system out of this that moves into the Gulf of Mexico this weekend and then bends northeast from there next week. So that is something to watch as we move forward in time. In fact, let me show you what it looks like here on the Canadian model. This is valid Monday morning. Now, I will give you the caveat here that the Canadian oftentimes over amplifies and over intensifies these potential tropical systems, but I'll show you the idea that it's going with here anyway. Monday morning, pretty decent system in the Gulf of Mexico that then by Monday evening is crossed Florida and is off of the coast of Savannah. From there it goes. This is Monday overnight, southeast of Wilmington, and then just off the shore of the Outer Banks by Tuesday morning. More on that here in just a second. GFS model, let's go to this afternoon. And then you notice as you get into the evening hours, that's when you see a little better coverage of the showers and storms on that particular model. And again, tomorrow, some isolated thunderstorms and certainly a hot day. There's the raw numbers from the GFS computer model for highs tomorrow. Certainly looks like a pretty steamy day. Sunday, pretty good round of showers and storms looking likely. That front then off to the south of us. And then there's the GFS depiction of this little system here down to the Gulf of Mexico that then will cross Florida and head offshore. Now let's go deeper into next week. I think once that front moves through Sunday night, Monday we're in good shape. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, this is all the way out to Wednesday, big high pressure moving in. Thursday looking pretty good. So we're talking a lot of 80s for highs next week, lower levels of humidity, maybe even some 50s for lows in some spots by Wednesday night and Thursday morning. And then late in the week, the heat really tries to build in. Now, again, this is probably overdone, but look at these highs by Friday of next week. Really, really steamy stuff. And the European is in agreement with this idea, too, with highs well into the 90s Friday of next week. And actually, the European keeps the heat around through next weekend as well. Well, the GFS backs the temperatures off a bit. So most of next week looking pretty good, but could be some pretty good heat by the end of next week. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Everybody have a wonderful weekend, and God bless.